It's our first refresh day since the release of Storybook Veil, and we have a lot of exciting topics to discuss. We'll open today's video by providing a full review and showcase of this week's premium shop lineup. And while the lineup certainly has more than a few exciting items, it also houses a rather disappointing issue. Following our premium shop showcase, we'll dive into Dreamsnaps, taking a look at my results and submission for the Employee of the Month challenge. Of course, while we're on the topic of Dreamsnaps, we'll also be discussing this week's newest Dreamsnap challenge, Harvest Celebration. And finally, we'll close out today's video by breaking down and discussing two very exciting posts from the Dreamlight Valley team. One post giving us our teaser emojis for next week's Starpath, and another post granting us a bit more insight into the release of the highly anticipated Floating Islands. So I hope you're ready because we have a lot to talk about. Before we get started, I'd like to mention that I'm a small full-time content creator, so every like on this video can make a tremendous difference for me. Consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. If you would like to catch more of my content, you can find me live on Twitch Monday through Friday. Links to both my Twitch channel and Discord server can be found in the video description down below. And with that out of the way, let's get started. Alright, now it's time to dive into this week's premium shop lineup, and I have to say I'm really loving what we have in the shop this week, especially this Harvest Celebration bundle. So this is going to come in at 1,750 moonstones, but it comes with some really cool stuff. You get the autumnal carriage here, which has these like hay bales in it, or these little hay squares, and then you got like some buckets full of squash and pumpkins. You got some pumpkins on the back. You know, this is just such a fun item, and we were really lacking in autumn-themed or autumn-inspired decor in this game. Now we're getting so much with this expansion. We have so many autumn trees in the landscaping menu, and now we're getting even more, which is just very exciting to see. We also have this really cute wagon of autumn leaves, and it has this animation with like leaves flying out of it and around it. I think that's really fun. I'm excited to place it and, you know, get an idea for exactly how it looks, but I do love the coloration of this. I think it's a really unique little piece of decor, and it's going to look great in autumn-themed builds. Now we have the Harvest Celebration table, and this, I guess, is like a nod to like Thanksgiving, but yeah, this table is really fun. It's really unique. It has this runner going over the center. You have some lit candles on it, so it does have some lighting. It's got these tiny pumpkins, and then we also have the Harvest Celebration centerpiece, which I'm guessing is designed to go on the center of this table, but you can also use it in other places. But yeah, I love the little cornucopia, the grapes, the little pumpkins here. Very, very cute. Lastly, we have the autumnal chair, and of course, this chair is just designed to go along with the Harvest Celebration table. But yeah, I think these are going to look great together. I can't wait to get them all placed for the showcase. For now, let's talk about some of the other items in the shop. So next up, we have the Moana costume. Now, I'm not a big fan of villager outfits costing moonstones because the developers don't have to make anything new for these. I've always thought that villager outfits or costumes should just go to the Scrooge shop. That's my opinion on it, and I usually don't buy these, but if it's an outfit I really like, I will buy it. Now, down here in my recommended, you'll see what I'm talking about. I have Mulan's costume dress and Rapunzel's costume dress, and I just always ignore them because I don't really like the way they look. I don't really see myself using them. They try to sell these to me every week, and I just keep passing on them. But I will be picking up Moana's costume. I think for my female avatar, I just love that outfit. It's super cute. It's super fun. I love the little top here and the skirt. So I will be picking this one up, and we'll take a look at it on my female avatar as well. But yeah, super fun little outfit, but I do wish it would just go to the Scrooge shop. And next up, we have the Tinkerbell Capybara. And this is an adorable little Cappy. You know, a Tinkerbell themed Cappy is funny. It's got the little fairy wings. I do think it would have been cool to see like a reskinned Sunbird that's made to be a fairy or something. I really want a fairy companion, and this isn't quite what I was expecting, but it's fun, it's cute, it's funky. I will be picking it up. I think it'll go really well for like Peter Pan inspired dream snaps, and I'm sure we'll be seeing those considering the roadmap seems to be hinting towards, you know, Peter Pan and Skull Rock. So yeah, I will be picking this up today too, and we'll take a closer look at all these items. Now that's everything new this week. Let's talk about some returning items. So we have the car racing set. If I'm not mistaken, this is from the very first Starpath, the Pixar Starpath. So yeah, these are pretty rare items. They don't come to the game often, so if you don't have these, it may be worth picking up. They're going to run you 1,000 moonstones for the Piston Cup and the McQueen racing bed. Now for 20% off this week, we got some pretty good deals. The Icy Wings, just in time for winter. These Icy Wings are really, really cool, especially now that they can be used as gliders. So a great time to pick them up with this 20% discount, and also the Enchanted Ice Fountain. This ice fountain actually does have its own little animation. For some reason, it's not really showing it here in the demo. There's like this little sparkling animation on it, and there's kind of like a little bit of a glow around the ice itself. Not sure why it's not really showing it here in the demonstration. It's weird. There's actually like a little gray square here and here where the sparkles do show up, but I think it's just kind of broken. But yeah, I'll show it to you guys when we place it down. I'll show you how it works. But yeah, this is a great time to pick up this if you're planning on doing a lot of winter decorating or using a lot of winter decor. This one's only going to run 1,750 moonstones, and with that 20% off bonus, never been a better time to buy this Enchanted Ice Fountain. All right, so yeah, aside from your recommended section, that's everything in the shop for us this week. I'm going to go ahead and pick up these items, and we're going to do our premium shop showcase. And here we are, moving on to the showcase. And I'm not gonna lie, when I was placing these items, I found something very disappointing, but we'll get into that in a moment. For now, let's talk about the new Moana outfit and the Tinkerbara, as it's being called. My chat told me that somebody on Reddit called it Tinkerbara, and we all really like that, so we're gonna stick with that. Anyway, you know, Tinkerbara, pretty funny companion here. I mean, it's a really cute little capybara. I always wanted a fairy companion, and I was never thinking I would get a fairy cappy. I think like a reskin Sunbird as a tiny fairy would be really cool or really fun. But yeah, I mean, Tinkerbara is good though. This is probably one of the cuter capybaras in the game. I mean, this is an adorable little new companion. But if I was gonna pass on one thing this week, it would probably be between the Moana outfit and the Tinkerbara. I mean, they're both really fun though, and I had enough moonstones, so I didn't really have to pass on them. But if you're limited on moonstones, I definitely think the autumnal set back here is more worth it than these two items. But if Tinkerbara is like your favorite thing and you like it even more than the autumn stuff, then yeah, get Tinkerbara. I mean, it is really cute. It is really cute. Now, as far as the Moana outfit here, I really, really do love the way this looks on my female avatar. As I mentioned in the premium review, I usually pass on villager outfits, but this one is really nice, and I think it could be really fun for like a beach scene dream snap, or we did have a dream snap theme a while back called Moana's Village. I think it'd have been really fun to have this outfit for that. But yeah, it's a cute outfit. Not a whole lot to say about it. Of course, the sandals I'm wearing, those are separate. You're going to get those from Scrooge, but the rest of the outfit here, the necklace, the top, and the bottom, it's all just one solid piece. Now that we've discussed Tinkerbara and the Moana outfit, let's get into the autumnal bundle and the somewhat disappointing problem with these items. So we're going to save the bad news for last. Let's start with this fun little wheelbarrow with the leaves in it. Now this animation is pretty noticeable, right? I think it looks best if you put it down by some trees. I love having these like big autumnal trees here and then having the little wheelbarrow under it with the leaves flying out. But thankfully, if the animation is a bit too much for you, you can just walk up to it and turn it off. So I'm glad that they included an interact option on this wheelbarrow, so you can choose between having it just idle or you can have it active. So that's fun. It's a really, really cute little item. I love the coloration of the leaves in there. Again, it just fits right into the bind. And if you end up wanting to do a fall-themed valley next year, it's going to be super good to have this item and the rest of these items. All right, so now we have the autumnal carriage. This one doesn't have any kind of animation or anything, but it is loaded with detail. It does have some great detail. I love these pumpkins on the back. I love the hay bales in there, the little buckets with the extra squash and pumpkins, and this dark wood finish that it has. It looks looks really good. Also matches the wheelbarrow very well. Exact same shade for the wood, exact same type of wheels. So yeah, definitely part of a set here. It's a beautiful piece of decor. Now let's talk about the big problem with this bundle. So we have this really fun autumnal celebration table, very clearly like a nod to Thanksgiving and the fall season. So it comes with 4 chairs. I did buy a couple of extras just to really fill it out. But you'll notice my cornucopia is not in the middle of the table. And if you look at the table, you'll notice it actually has a space for the cornucopia. So you can't put items here in these 4 squares, and you can't put items here in these 4 squares. And this cornucopia is literally called the centerpiece. So this is the Autumn Celebration centerpiece. It is designed to be a centerpiece for this table. But for whatever reason, I guess the Gameloft developers are just allergic to playtesting because they never test their items. Now, a lot of the times we get items and they work fine, but it seems to be way too common that they add new items to the game and they don't take 5 seconds to make sure they work. All the devs would have had to have done was take these items that they developed, put them down in a valley, and make sure that things work. But this does not work. We cannot put this centerpiece as the centerpiece. So for now, the Autumn Celebration centerpiece can only be placed on the ground, which is such a waste. I was so excited to have this beautiful table in my valley and have this centerpiece on right in the middle of it. And it's designed to perfectly match these items on the table. This would look so good, but yeah, we cannot put it on the table. Gameloft, I am begging you here. I am literally begging you here. When you make premium items and you're going to put them in the shop, please, please put them down in the game and test them first. Make sure they can go on paths if they're supposed to. Make sure items are coded to go on tables if they are supposed to go on tables. Please just test your items. It takes no time at all to test these items and make sure they're working properly. There's really no excuse for this. It's kind of crazy that people are spending their moonstones on these items and they're getting items that are not working properly. We're well outside of early access. Issues like this should not be happening. So it's been about a year outside of early access and we're still seeing these very silly problems, and just a tiny bit of testing would have prevented this issue. I'm sure this will get patched. I'm very confident this will get patched. Hopefully, it'll be part of the December 4th update. They already said they're going to be patching things like the flower spawns and the remove Inky's bug. So there's a lot of different little bugs with the new expansion that are going to be fixed on the 4th. So now that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be complaining about this, I feel like this should be added to the December 4th fix when we get our free update. So hopefully next week, 1 week from now, we will be able to put this on the table as we should. Still though, this should have never come to the game like this. Like I said, 5 seconds of testing could have prevented this, but I guess playtesting is just above you guys or beneath you guys. I mean, maybe you just don't feel like you ever should, but I'm telling you, your community would really appreciate a tiny bit of playtesting every once in a while. Now, considering this autumnal bundle is so fun, you're probably going to want some extra copies of some of these items. Unfortunately, they are going to be a bit pricey from Scrooge. The autumnal carriage here is going to run you 10,000 star coins and 8,000 star coins for the wagon of autumn leaves. But it does have a fun animation, so I definitely think it's worth it to have a few of those out and about. It's going to be 4,400 star coins for the harvest celebration table, 1,500 for the cornucopia centerpiece, and 2,400 for extra chairs. Now that the premium shop review and showcase is behind us, it's time to dive into Dreamsnaps. So we're going to be seeing my results today from the Employee of the Month Dreamsnap Challenge. I really love what I put together for this one. I cannot wait to show it to you guys. I think it's really funny and silly. I'm not sure how it's going to do, but regardless of its performance, whether it gets 4K or not, I really love the submission and I'm happy to be putting it in my portfolio. So with that, let's check the mail and then I will reveal my submission to you guys here on YouTube for the first time. All right, here it is, and we got rank 403, and we claimed our 4,000 moonstones. Glad to be back in the top 500 after a couple of weeks of having a little bit of a lower rank. We still got our 4K the last several weeks, but my rank was a few thousand further than it usually is, so pretty happy that this one actually performed well. I had a feeling it would. It's really funny. It's a super hilarious little dream snap, and I really enjoyed it. But if I'm being being honest, I haven't really been a big fan of the current themes. Like, I didn't really care for Employee of the Month at first because I hate the corporate-y aspect of it, but I actually did have fun making it with Sully, so I did end up enjoying the challenge. I also wasn't too big of a fan of the Slumber Party theme, but you know, not every Dreamsnap challenge is going to resonate with you, and I didn't even want to do the Slumber Party one because I've been enjoying Storybook Veil so much. I did not want to take a break from it, but I did throw it together last night, and I like what I put together. But yeah, a lot of these Dreamsnap challenges lately haven't really been as exciting for me, so I'm hoping the new challenge we get today is. I haven't really looked at it yet. We're going to take a look at it here after we look at my submission, and yeah, I hope it's something I can get very excited about and thrilled to put together. But for now, let's claim our rewards and let's take a look at my Employee of the Month submission. All right, and here it is. This is our Employee of the Month submission. Like I said, this one is super funny to me. I had Sully trapped in the room and I stopped hanging out with him so he would do an animation. When I got him doing his big jump animation in the background, like right in the center of the photo, I was like, oh yeah, this is the one. It's just super, super fun. But as far as the environment itself, you know, this was an outfit challenge, but I still spent a lot of time working on the decor. I just really wanted this to feel like a corporate-y office space. So we have the little Monsters Inc. rug under my feet. In the foreground, we have like boxes with different Monsters Inc. files and folders. The background, you have the Employee of the Month picture frames, all with Sully back there. Maybe I'm Employee of the Month this time, and that's why he's freaking out back there. I don't know. I thought it was really funny. I also love the inspirational poster in the back left, the Winds of Change. If that doesn't scream corporate office atmosphere, I don't know what does. So I just thought it was really funny to have like a stereotypical, like inspirational poster back there. We have the executive desk here in the center of the scene with the Monsters Inc. pencil holder and the little Monsters Inc. phone. We have a coffee maker on the right. You know, the whole space, like I said, is designed to be a corporate office. Now, for my outfit here, I just kind of wanted to fit into the Monsters Inc. vibe that we were building. So we have the little Monsters Inc. hard hat. I've got my glasses on. We have some Monsters Inc. headphones, a blue shirt, a blue backpack, and some like cream colored pants here. Overall, I think the outfit was, you know, very corporate-y. I think it got the point across, and it definitely looks like an employee kind of garb. And then I do also enjoy the fact that the blue colors we're using match certain parts of the environment. So since we have this Monsters Inc. corporate office, we have like the blue rug and the blue Employee of the Month banner in the back, and then these blue files. So yeah, I think it just ties in really well color-wise. It was a fun one to put together. I wasn't excited about this challenge at all when I first started it, but then as I built my scene and as I started to see things come together, I actually really ended up enjoying the submission that I captured. If you came across this and you liked it enough to vote for it, thank you very much. And with that out of the way, let's take a look at this week's brand new Dreamsnap challenge. All right, and here is our newest Dreamsnap challenge. This one is called Harvest Celebration. I really like this. Said it's time to gather with your villagers to celebrate a bountiful harvest season in the valley. It's a time filled with food, friends, and joy. How do you dress for the occasion? Boy, it sure would be cool if we had like a table with a centerpiece we could use for this challenge. That would be so cool. Too bad nothing like that is really in the game right now. But yeah, this is a fun looking challenge. I always like doing things with fall or autumn, but we've never had autumn trees. We've never had good autumn decor for like a harvest season. So I am really excited to do this challenge because we have so many great new landscaping options. We have so many good new decor options that are going to work great for this. So finally, we get another Dreamsnap challenge that I am actually very eager to jump into. Now, this is an outfit challenge, and our mandatory tags are going to be calm and delicate. Our bonus tags are going to be rustic and strong. Let me know how you guys feel about this challenge. Personally, I'm really excited to build something for this one. I think we're going to see a lot of submissions coming in from the bind. The Slumber Party was definitely a good indoor one, so the week that we got the expansion, the Dreamsnap was more of an indoor theme. So this is our first outdoorsy theme that we've had since we got Storybook Veil. So I'm excited to see who utilizes Storybook Veil for this particular challenge. Either way, very interesting, very excited for this challenge. Like I said, let me know how you feel about it. I'm just excited to play with the new autumn decor. So we just got two very exciting tweets from the Dreamlight Valley team back to back today at noon. First off, we have the teasers for the new Starpath here at the top. They posted 10 minutes ago saying, a new Starpath winter approaching. Ahead of next week's free update, can you guess what these new Starpath rewards might be? First off, we have a snowflake and a fairy, so maybe that'll be a new companion or a new outfit. I'm not sure. Either way, actually, I don't think it's gonna be a new companion because the second one is a cloud with snow and a bunny. So I think we're gonna see some kind of new winter rabbit. I think a new winter rabbit will be the new Starpath pet. Now for the snowflake and the fairy, it might be a new winter themed outfit that's like fairy inspired. I don't know. I'm super curious about it. And lastly, we have an ice cube and a chair. I'm guessing this is more frozen furniture. Like we already have a couch made of ice. We have a chair made of ice. We have a throne made out of ice. So I think we definitely will see more of these ice themed furniture items. Either way, really excited. We've already seen some teaser items from the Starpath and they look really good. They were shown in the showcase earlier this year or just a few weeks ago. And they were pretty exciting looking, but we didn't see any of these teaser items yet. So let me know in the comments what you guys think these are. I'm pretty excited to see this new Starpath next week. And of course, we're going to be grinding it out as quickly as possible and doing our full Starpath review by the weekend. The next post provided by Dreamlight Valley today is on floating islands, one of the things that we are all very excited to get our hands on. Now, not only did they post about the floating islands today, but they also gave us a newsletter that tells us a bit more about the floating islands. Following the link in the Floating Islands post will take you to this little newsletter, which reads, "The sky's the limit with floating islands." Now, the first little part is just a little update about floating islands, saying they come out on December 4th with a So Delightful update. And then we get some little teaser pictures. This one has a new notification pop-up that says floating islands. Floating islands are a decoration space for you to create. However, they are secluded, so use the wells or fast travel to exit. The newsletter goes on to state, featured in our 2024 showcase stream, you may have first noticed these floating islands in the skies above the valley, inaccessible until now. Once you've completed the main story quest, What's Left Behind, check in with the valley's resident prognosticator Merlin, who has been researching the magical calculations required to connect the wishing wells found in each biome to those residing on the floating islands, starting off the quest Islands in the Sky. Okay, so they're letting us know how we're going to be able to start accessing these islands, and it appears we're going to have to work through a quest called What's Left Behind, then check in with Merlin, and then start Island in the Sky. So the day the update drops, if you start asking, how do I access the floating islands? Well, you gotta do What's Left Behind, then you gotta do Island in the Sky. Following that, it states, using a wishing well or the map fast travel menu, you can access the first of these islands themed after the plaza. It seems like in addition to discovering a new space to practice your decorating skills, Merlin too has found an opportunity to move the Dreamlight library to somewhere away from the hustle and bustle of the valley. Then we get another little image here that's just a menu pop-up talking about how to unlock the floating islands. It says access the floating islands by interacting with the wishing well or by selecting the fast travel shortcut from within the map. From the fast travel menu, you can access the floating islands tab to select which islands you want to unlock. The newsletter continues by stating after you've helped Merlin move the library, the Plaza floating island becomes available to make your own, along with 3 other islands based off of some of the valley's other biomes. Additional floating islands may be added in future updates, so stay tuned. I think it's pretty safe to assume they will add future islands. I know they said May to kind of keep the option open, but I think these are going to be a huge hit, especially for Switch players, and you're about to see why. Using the map fast travel menu will allow you to unlock these additional islands, each costing 15,000 Dreamlight. With the exception of a wishing well, each features roughly 65 by 65 squares of decorating space. providing you with a blank canvas to express yourself. Each floating island also hosts its own decorating island limit, freeing up space in the valley for additional decorations. So that right there is exactly why I think this is going to be so helpful for Switch players. Dealing with the island limit can be a real pain, but since these floating islands have their own separate limit, you're going to be able to go crazy on these islands. Now, we don't know exactly what that limit is, but I would guess it's just your standard limit. Since they are disconnected from the valley, if you go to one of these floating islands, your game's only going to have to load that island, so it's not going to have to worry about rendering every biome like it does normally. So I think it's safe to assume that the floating islands will have the same kind of budget that the valley itself has. Either way, very excited to see exactly how that ends up playing out, but like I said, I think this will be very good for everybody, but especially good for Switch. Lastly, it states, will you house all your villains on an island to keep an eye on them, or perhaps move your avatars home, creating your personal paradise? The decision is yours, but you won't be alone. Your villagers can be found visiting floating islands, and players participating in a valley visit with you can also take in the sights of your island creations. Now, I love that these are going to be included with multiplayer, and it's good that we'll be able to move villagers over there as well, but I do really hope that there's also a way to prevent villagers from being on the island. I don't know about you, but I'm planning on using my islands a lot for Dreamsnaps, and I don't want to be getting photobombed by a bunch of villagers while I'm building a Dreamsnap. Sure, if they show up, I can always take them somewhere and trap them so they're not bothering me, but I don't want to be bothered with having to do that in the first place. So I hope there's a way just to kick them off of the island if they show up. We'll have to wait and see. The floating island feature will arrive for all players as a part of the So Delightful update, launching on December 4th. That's 1 week away. We cannot wait to see what you create with each new island canvas. And yeah, there you go. Very exciting post from the Disney Dreamlight Valley team. It's good to see some new Starpath teasers. It's also good to get some more sneak peeks on the floating islands and getting a bit more confirmation on how they're going to work. Let me know what you think the Starpath clues are, and also what are you planning to do with your floating islands? And with that, we've covered pretty much everything there is to cover this week in Disney Dreamlight Valley. If you found today's video helpful, informative, or simply entertaining, please do me a very big favor and press that like button. Also, consider subscribing for more Disney Dreamlight Valley and gaming content. If you would like to check out the So Delightful update with friends, you can catch me live on Twitch the moment it releases. Links to both my Twitch channel and Discord server can be found in the video description down below. As always, thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you enjoy the future of Disney Dreamlight Valley.